So we were saying that, being an undefeated fighter, that's probably how they're going to see you now. It's how they're going to perceive you now.
Yes, you know what? They're going to look at my record and they go, instead of being 22-0, they will go, wait, we got to stay away from this guy. He's a risk, this and that. But now that I've got 21-1, they look at it and go, but he's lost before. I feel the respect that the respect I would have gotten as to be 22-0 has been taken away by having that one on my record.
Okay, so talk to me about the journey from what was it that really said, you know what, I've got to get the hell out of South Africa and I really need to get progress my career because this really is not clever.
You know what? After the Matthew Etten fight, defending the belt against Matthew Etten, you know what? It was just difficult for me to. I was in a position where it was difficult to get the fights I needed. It was difficult to get the respect I deserve. And I sat down and I said, what do I want? I can stay in South Africa. I can be the IBO world champion. I can stay in South Africa. I can be the champion of South Africa. People love me. But I will not get the respect I deserve out there in the world. Knowing that if I come to America and I build a base and I can, fight the names, I can get the respect I deserve.
Okay.
And I said to my dad, I'm doing this. You know what? I've got one life. I don't want to sit back one day and say, you know what if I did go to America? I want to do it. And if it doesn't work out, I still got a home. I can go back to South Africa. My name is bigger now back home for being so brave and come to America. My name has grown so big that when I do go home eventually one day, you know what? I feel that it was the best thing for me. Now, coming to America, packing my bags, as I've just celebrated 1 year in America. And to America, working in the gyms with the Mexican trainer, Manuel Robles, people started seeing me. They were like, "Damn, this boy can fight. This kid can fight." People started seeing me. People started talking about me. And the next thing I know, my name ends up in Freddie Roach's gym. My name ends up with Freddie Roach. Because Freddie Roach need someone to help Miguel Cotto with sparring. And people told him about me. They said, you know what, there's a kid that, maybe you should look at him. Freddie Roach said, bring him in, please. I got to Freddie Roach. Freddie said, well, can you help me with Miguel Cotto? We're going to see what you're about. And we will decide from there. After the first sparring session with Miguel Cotto, Freddie Roach was so impressed. Miguel Cotto was so impressed. And Freddie asked me to stay on as the main sparring partner for 5 weeks with Miguel Cotto. A dream come true for me, you can imagine. You know what, just the other day I was in South Africa talking to my dad about this, dreaming just to be able to be in the same ring with these superstars. And now here I am as a main sparring partner. It was a very successful training camp. I've learned so much. My confidence is shot through the roof. Miguel Cotto wins the WBC middleweight championship of the world. And from there on, who phones me? I get a phone call from Oscar De La Hoya and Golden Boy camp asking me to help Canelo Alvarez because I can move, I can run. Wow, does it get better? From Miguel Cotto superstar to Canelo Alvarez superstar. I was like still thinking someone needs to wake me up because this is life. This is why I came to America. You know what? The saddest part, the hardest part for me to overcome was when I came to America, a lot of people media started talking bad about me, telling me, you made a big mistake, you're going to go nowhere, no one will see you. But then all of a sudden, from Miguel Cotto to Canelo, now all of a sudden, if Oscar De La Hoya has got to see me on the street, he's going to know who I am. If Canelo meets me on the street, he's going to know who I am. If Miguel Cotto meets me on the street, Miguel Cotto loves me,
So,
And
let's talk about Miguel Cotto. Now he's a welterweight that's moved up to middleweight. Okay, so he's made the jump. Physically, how strong is Miguel Cotto?
He's got punching power, especially his hook. That hook he throws. You know what? He's if you can't take a punch, you're gonna go down when Miguel catches you. To be honest.
Really, he does
Yes.
punch that hard.
He punches hard. He punches hard. when he hit me, I was like, you know what? You got to bite down, and you got to, and that's exactly what I did, And if you talk of punching power, I imagine him at 147, a lot of power. As a middleweight, maybe he lacks a little bit of power, but what makes up in that little bit of power is his experience, his ring craft, his experience. Unbelievable. It was a proud moment. I was honored just to be in the same ring as him, and being able to learn.
So okay, I used to box myself, a former fighter. Now the thing is, I know that if you've got a fighter that comes from one camp or comes from somewhere and he goes to somewhere else, the process. If you're not if you're not a person who's involved in the sport and just a couch potato, you sit down and just watch boxing but never been involved. It's different to when you've been a fighter. There is a almost a, you enter the gym, Miguel Cotto's there, and there's a sort of glance. He'll look at you, you look at him. He'll look and check you out and see how tall you are. You'll look at how short, how tall he is, and
Oh,
there's that little matching up first. You
absolutely.
get that match up. You get that bit first. There's
Yes.
that before they get in the ring and spar.
Oh, yeah.
Now, when Miguel first saw you, what was the look Miguel gave you?
Miguel looked at me, not talk a lot. He didn't talk a lot. I felt, honestly, when I walked into the room for the first time, seeing Miguel Cotto the energy in that room was unbelievable. I was like, wow. I was like, you know what? I got to put on my A game today. I got to be the best I've ever been today, because this is the only chance I'm getting. If I look bad today, they're not gonna care about me.
Okay, I'm going to be quite frank with you. Did you shit
Me?
yourself? Did you shit yourself? Because
Um,
you've got this
no,
situation.
I didn't. No, I didn't. Why not? Because when I saw Miguel Cotto, he was not as big as I thought he would be,
Right.
and that's eased my mind. I was like, you know what? He's just a human being. He's not as big as I thought he is. I was like, I'm bigger than this guy. Come on, I was like, but I walked in there confident I knew that I had to win his respect.
Yes.
I had, because he had my respect already.
Yeah, yeah, and that's the
So
thing, because obviously you know who Miguel Cotto is. He's
that's
like,
it. So
he would have looked at you,
but
who's this guy?
I knew that I need to win his respect today, and if I
Right,
can do that, then this is going to be a good thing.
right.
Was I nervous? Yes, I was. I was nervous, but I said to myself, you know what? I'm gonna make him respect me. I'm gonna put up the best 4 rounds I can do, and that's it. That's the mentality I walked in there with.
Wow.
And let me tell you, Miguel Cotto doesn't talk to you easily. He's the best person. He's such a humble, nice guy, but just his nature, he doesn't really to you. He doesn't really smile.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you that. Does he smile? Because I'm just
I will
imagining
I
Miguel
will
Cotto looking
send
at
you
you.
photos with me and Miguel Cotto
Yeah.
with the biggest smile on his face, and people ask me, how the hell do you get Miguel Cotto to smile? Because he doesn't smile. And you know what? He is. Let me tell you, I think because of my humbleness,
Yes.
even though I don't praise my humbleness, but because of
Yeah.
who I am,
Yes.
I think that is what won him over, what made him befriend me, because his mother was in the gym every day. His mother is
Wow.
always supporting him. So his mom was in the gym, and for me not to be around my mother for a year now, I'm back from home, and having Miguel Cotto's mother there with him and seeing the support he got, I knew how much that could mean to him. And to me, I from day one, I shook his mother's hand. I spoke to her out of respect. Every day I would say, hello, ma'am, how are you, ma'am? And Miguel Cotto, I think he saw that. In his mother, obviously, his mother is such a nice person. And
Wow.
I think I won his respect already there by respecting his mother.
Of course. Of course. Of course. Well, that's
And
it.
you know what? So let me tell you, after the first sparring session, Miguel Cotto shook my hand. And Miguel Cotto said to me, thank you. He says to me, very, very good. Freddie Roach looked at me, and Freddie says, I don't need to search anymore. I have found what I'm looking for. Can you come in for the next 5 weeks? Until Miguel Cotto didn't smile at me and still didn't talk at me. So now that I knew what Miguel Cotto is about, my confidence was there that I can help him and assist him. 1 week went by. perfectly normal. Miguel Cotto's Miguel Cotto. I would greet them, same affection. Second week, big bite. At the last day of the second week of sparring camp, Miguel Cotto, as I walked out of the gym, Miguel Cotto called me back. He said, champ, come here. And I went back to him, and Miguel Cotto stopped training. He took off his glove and he shook my hand. And he said to me, I want to thank you for every day being the best. I want to thank you for keeping me sharp. You have my respect. And from that day, Miguel Cotto was smiling at me. You know, he would hug me, hug him hello, he would hug me hello. There would be talks. Now, let me tell you, the moment of my camp was I had a little moustache I was growing. No, I didn't want to have a baby face.
Right.
And right into the last week, I shaved. And Miguel Cotto walks into the gym and he looks at me and he hugs me and he looks back at me and he goes, now, why the hell did you shave your moustache? I loved your moustache. And I was, oh man, I didn't know. I had to shave it. And, you know, there was a moment for me. And when Miguel Cotto won, that night, when Miguel Cotto won the WBC world title, obviously me, I jumped right through the roof. I waited for Miguel Cotto to thank me. You know, it's just one of those things. You wait for him to thank you on national TV. I told South Africa was watching. Everyone knew I was. So I was waiting for that. And nothing came on TV. I was like, okay, you know what? He just got out the biggest win of his life. You know, maybe he forgot. It's okay. Let me tell you what. When he got into his changing room, he phoned me personally from his cell phone. Personally thanking me right after the fight on a live straight call to me. And that meant more to me than anything in the world.
Wow.
And
see, this is why, this is the sort of thing that I want to hear when I do interviews. Because it, you know, you can really get the sort of fighter, the love that two fighters can have for one another, and really get a heart of an individual. You know, when you watch a lot of things on TV, it's very edited. People have got to try and be politicians or prime ministers.
And they pretend, and they try to pretend someone they're not.
Yeah. So this really gives me the heart of things that I would never have known about you or Miguel Cotto, because, frankly, they wouldn't have shown it. So yeah. I'm glad I'm asking these questions.
Oh, bro, thank you.
So the next thing is, okay, we've got over the Miguel Cotto thing, but the thing I've got to ask you is, okay, you're down in Freddie Roach's gym. How do you put back the stardom, he's a star, he's a legend in the game, and the whole respect level? To remember, you've seen this guy at a distance, you've seen this guy on TV, you've seen this guy fight, but you've never kind of thought, I'm gonna fight Miguel Cotto. It doesn't go through your mind. You're in South Africa, you're going to America, it doesn't go through your mind. And then you're going to meet a guy who's actually going to punch you in your face. And I mean, and punch you.
A dangerous guy.
Yeah, you know, and not just any guy
that's not a bum. A guy that's actually someone that can hurt you really bad.
Exactly. So I'm thinking about all these things. You know, this guy is going to punch me and could potentially knock me out, and I've got to perform for my own pride. Never mind back in South Africa, because when you're getting hit by Miguel Cotto,
they can't see it.
They can't see it. Nobody can see it. It's you taking them blows, and nobody in South Africa is going to help you. Freddie Roach wants to see how good you are. Miguel wants to see how good you are, and you've got to block out, this is Miguel Cotto I'm sparring here. Let me not go too hard at him. And Miguel's coming at you as, you know, who's this guy? You know, so there's almost...
Absolutely. The first thing that went to my mind was, you know what? He doesn't need to respect me. Because who the hell am I?
Exactly.
You know, I'm coming to his house and I want to beat him up. He's got to beat me up. He's got to beat me up. And I thought about that. You know, I was like, you know what? I'm nervous.
Yeah,
but I knew that I guess the fact is, I told myself that this is a defining moment in my career, because if I cannot take what this guy gives me, how will I ever be able to go to dream to make it to the biggest level of my life?
That's true.
So I told myself, this is the true test. If I can be good at this, and if I can take it, then a dream became, you know, when you look at these people on TV and you don't know them personally.
Yeah.
you look at them as superstars.
Of
You look at
course.
them as superheroes. You look at
Yes.
them as something beyond a normal human being.
Yes, of course.
And after sparring with Miguel Cotto, I realized that we are all human. There is no such thing as a superhuman being. We are all human. And the confidence I got, and realizing that you know what, I have what it takes to be on that level.
But what fascinates me about this journey with you, whoops, what fascinates me about this journey with you is that, you have been with sparring with Miguel Cotto, but in South Africa you didn't get the sort of training that really was necessary that a Miguel Cotto would have gotten, or what's the other fella's name?
Yeah,
Canelo would have got.
Canelo, any
Yeah,
superstar.
these guys would have got far much better training facilities and opportunities for sparring than you would have got. So why was it you were able to make the bridge the gap between South Africa and America so easily?
I guess I'm born to do this. I'm
Yes.
blessed.
You
I
have
am
to
blessed.
be.
That is what I'm saying. I am blessed. You know what? I guess I am born to do this. Um, I can't answer it. I'm blessed. I am not lucky. I'm blessed.
I love when you say that, because when people tell me I'm lucky, I get extremely offended, because I think if you say
Thank
I'm
you.
lucky, that means it's gonna run out at some point at a time.
I'm not luck.
It's blessed.
I'm blessed. It's a blessing.
Thank you for saying that. Okay, let's move on. Canelo, how did that happen?
Well, I was sparring with Miguel Cotto
Right,
and Robert Diaz from Golden Boy
right.
came in to watch me spar. I don't know why. I don't know what made him come there. Maybe he heard about this kid that's sparring with Cotto and he's a good mover. He came into the gym, watched me work out with Cotto. I got out of the ring, and the first thing he said to me is, "Are you available when you end camp with Cotto? Because you will be perfect for Canelo." I was shocked. The first thing I said was, "Yes, yes, 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 sir." Not even thinking. I was like, "Yes."
You don't think before you speak, do you?
No, because you know why? Because the moment is so big.
Yeah. Course.
I guess I'm shocked,
Of
and
course, it's like,
I
yeah,
went
of
home.
course.
I went home from that, driving home, and I was thinking, what the hell am I doing? I said, you know what? I'm going from Miguel Cotto to Canelo. Canelo's a 154.
Yes.
The kid is a beast. Yet, I'm thinking back. I was sitting on the bed with my dad, looking at Heerden and Miguel and Miguel Miguel Canelo
Canelo.
fighting, and I dreamt about this, meaningly visualized, and said to my dad, "What if I can only have this opportunity?" And now, you know what? What I'm saying is becoming reality because I'm blessed. The Lord answers my prayers, and you know what? By faith. And I found my dad, and I said, "Dad, you will not believe this. I'm going to see if I can help Canelo Alvarez."
When people say having their prayers answered, I mean, I understand what you're saying, but it's like, yes, Lord, thank you.
This is like asking for suicidal.
It's like
This is
saying,
like asking for someone to push me off the bridge.
it's like, thank you, Father, for allowing me to get the opportunities for Canelo to punch me up. Thank you. I really appreciate that.
Now that you say that, now that you say it out loud, I'm thinking, damn, what did I think? Because a lot of people would say, thank you, Lord, for saving me and sending me home.
Exactly. Thank you for saving me.
But let me tell you this. This is another exciting chapter, because
wow.
now I'm going to Canelo.
Right.
I get there. I walk into the gym. I love Mexicans, brother. I gotta say, I love all races.
Right.
I'm not a racist. I don't judge. I love Mexicans. I love all of them. Now I'm walking into the gym. I see all these Mexicans. They all talk their language. I have no idea what the hell they're saying.
Yes.
There's a guy that translates. He's telling Canelo and his trainers, Chipo, Don Chepo, he's telling them this is the kid. They look at me.
Uh-oh. Up and down?
Up and down. I'm not very big. I'm tall. but I'm not very big.
Right.
They look at me and they talk in their Mexican language, and I can feel that they're judging me.
Absolutely. Well, of course.
Yeah, because and I'm asking the guy that translates what is wrong, and he says no, they're just asking.
Moving.
They expected someone bigger.
Yes.
I was like, oh, I said, believe me, I can put up a show. I said, just put me in the ring. So he's explaining to them. He's telling them, the kid just wants a chance. Now I'm nervous because I'm seeing Canelo. Let
Okay.
me tell you, Canelo at the start of his training camp is a big boy.
Yeah.
Oh, he was full. What I mean by full, you could look at his body and see he's got some weight to lose because he's heavy.
Right. Okay.
He's very short. Also, I expected him to be much taller and bigger. He's very short but big. Okay.
Okay. And what was the look that he gave you? Because of course,
Oh,
Cotto gave you a look. What sort of look did he give you?
he looked at
look.
me. He barely speaks English, so he looked at me, and it was almost like also like judging me, like look at me and go, "Duh." Because let me tell you, he was sending away sparring partners by hurting them,
Yes, I did.
and I got a look from him that was like respectful, like it looked like just another sparring partner.
You're gonna get hurt. That sort of look.
That's the kind of look I got. I was nervous. I was nervous because I was told sparring partners are not pitching up. They do one session and they don't come back. So I'm telling myself, you know what? I'm going to bite down. I'm going to win his respect. This is the only way. And I'm nervous because I don't know what to expect from this kid. He's knocking out everyone. So usually where Canelo would have, or someone would have a sparring session and I will be second. Now,
You were first.
I had him fresh. They asked me, can you glove up now? I said, yes. They were like, okay, you in the ring with him first. Because I think they were not impressed by my size. And let me tell you, I'm going to be straight honest with you. I got in that ring. I'm quick. I was cautious. My hands were up because I wasn't going to get caught. And he did catch me. But he didn't hurt me. And when he caught me and he didn't hurt me, I knew that he's not going to knock me out. And I sat down. I said, you know what? Let's do this. Let's go toe to toe. And for 4 rounds, 4 rounds, I was right in him. He would land, I would land. And when I stepped out of the ring after the fourth round, I got applause. The people were applauding from the great 4 rounds we both just put in. And immediately, his trainer, Don Chepo, shook my hand and he said, can you stay on for the whole camp? I'm living my dream. What more do I want? And people were still criticizing me, saying, this is all you are. You're a sparring partner.
Oh dear.
I look at it and I told him, listen, if you want to get better in your career, you got to be able to learn the best. I said, I can spar anyone. And it's a sparring session. What is the difference? I'm sparring. I'm not getting beaten up. I'm not taking punishment. I'm standing my man. I'm winning the respect. This is like getting paid to get better. And once I got it out there, people started looking at it as, you know what? He's learning from the best in the world. And my name got so big. Who else to learn from than being able to spar? I could understand if I was a punching bag. But I stood there, and as much as they took, and Canelo respected me. What a kid, nice kid. I love him because he's still a kid. He acts like a kid. What a moment for me.
Wow, and he really is one of the superstars of boxing.
Oh yeah, look. Now I want to answer. I know everyone asks me this, and I know you're gonna ask me this. Who punches harder, Cotto or Canelo?
Well, I think you answered it already because you said
Canelo.
about Cotto.
When Canelo hit you, I was like, with 16-ounce gloves, I was like, oh damn, this kid can hit.
Okay.
Can he hit? He can really punch hard. But who's got the better ring generalship? Who's more clever? Miguel Cotto by far.
So you would go with Miguel Cotto if the two were to fight?
Absolutely. If Miguel Cotto can I know if Miguel Cotto can be the Miguel Cotto I know he can be, and I know the Miguel Cotto I've seen that moves and thinks, uses his mind, he beats Canelo.
Don't you think Canelo could be a bit too big and a bit too strong for him?
They're the same height. Canelo is strong, but Canelo is strong when you're right in front of him. When you stand, when you flat-footed, Canelo is a beast. I don't want to trade with Canelo. I don't want to be flat-footed in front of him with 10-ounce gloves.
Mm-mm.
But if you move, you limit him to a lot of things. And I've experienced it. I've seen it firsthand.
Can that left hook hurt Canelo from Cotto?
Yes. It's a tough call. You know what? I'm going to say yes. Why do I say yes? Because I felt it with 16-ounce sparring gloves. I can only imagine with 10-ounce sparring, with 10-ounce fighting gloves, it's definitely got to hurt. Can he hurt Canelo? Yes. Can Canelo hurt him? Yes. Does Miguel Cotto have what it takes to eliminate standing in front of him and make it difficult? Yes. Who's more clever, Cotto? More power, Canelo. It is a 50-50 fight. It can go anyway. That's what I'm going to say about it. If I had money to put, it would be with Cotto. Not because I'm with Freddie. I love both the guys, but because of what I've experienced in sparring with both guys.
Okay. You know, you get rumours coming out the gym. People say, oh, you know, sparring, he dropped this person, he dropped that person. Were there any rumours flying around yourself when you were sparring?
There was rumors going around. Not that I got dropped.
I heard rumours that you dropped someone else.
You might just have heard the right thing. That's all I'm gonna say. I guess we both know. I know what you've heard.
Yes.
I know exactly what you've heard, and all I'm gonna say is what you heard might have been right.
Okay, we'll leave it as that.
Please don't get this out. Leave me there in respect.
I will
Thank
leave
you.
it right there because I don't want that to be the punchline
Oh, yes.
of this interview.
Thank
Absolutely
you.
not.
Thank you.
The punchline of this interview is going to be getting to know more about Chris. And let's move on because you now have a big fight in America. Correct?
Yes.
Got a big fight against an unbeaten fighter.
Yes.
Tell us about him.
He's a solid opponent. Cecile McCullough. You know what? He's no slouch. He's unbeaten for a reason.
Yes.
No. The kids, he can fight. They don't respect me. They think I'm a walk in the park.
Okay.
I do respect him.
Okay.
He's unbeaten.
Okay.
I'm coming to America. I respect him. Did he fight anybody worth bragging about? Negative. He didn't. Did he fight the kind of opponents that I have been in the ring with? No. Has he ever fought someone like me? No. Do I have what it takes to beat him? I know I have what it takes to beat him. What am I going to do? I don't expect him to be afraid of me because no human being should be afraid of any human being. Because I want to quote this in the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
The Lord tells you in 2 Timothy 1 verse 7, I have not given you a spirit of fear, but I've given you a spirit of power. So I don't expect no one to be afraid of me, but I make him risk. Is it an easy fight? It's not an easy fight for me. You know, the kid is unbeaten. A lot of people look at his record. Oh, he's unbeaten. He's the favorite. Well, look at it like you want to look at it. I know that I've been in the ring with better people, stronger, better. Mm-hmm. And I'm confident that I'm going to get the win.
So, okay. I know you with a Hall of Fame trainer in Freddie Roach. He trained Manny Pacquiao, blah-de-blah-de-blah-de-blah. And at this point, you're going to tell me, Freddie Roach he's doing great for my career. He's teaching me this. I'm learning a lot of things under Freddie. And you're going to give me the typical sort of spool that I would get if I'd listened to any interview. I don't want to hear that, and I'm not interested. What I want to hear from you is, what have you learned under Freddie Roach? Now, based on what I've seen of Freddie Roach, he's very good, a professor at teaching guys how to be offensive fighters. One of the flaws, or one of the drawbacks with Freddie Roach, is that he doesn't teach defense as he teaches offense. Now, what has Freddie Roach taught you in your game to up your game, to say, this is what I've learned under Freddie Roach?
You know what I love about Freddie?
Right.
Even though you say that, and a lot of people are saying this, he doesn't teach you defense, he teaches you offense. You know, Freddie is an Irish type of guy that likes guys that can fight.
Right.
Okay. First thing Freddie did with me, he brought back who I am. Right. Who am I? I am a guy that likes, I'm a kind of guy that can move. I'm light on my feet. I can move. I don't always have to be the guy that's tough and want to fight. Freddie brought back who I am. He didn't change me. So Freddie brought back the Chris that can float like a butterfly, that can move, that can be quick. Second, Freddie taught me beautiful foot placement in the sense of placing myself in a position where when the guy hits, I will not be in front of him. Isn't that defense?
That's defense, or you could say
that is
the best defense is a great offense.
Absolutely. So Freddie has taught me what Freddie has taught me is the simpler things, is in to relax a little bit more, be more calm, placing myself in a position after throwing a punch, myself in a position where I am in the best position as to not get hit. And the third thing is Freddie has taught me more to how to sit down and get the power through. Because Freddie has told me, because I'm hitting pads with Freddie, and Freddie's words to me were, Chris, I am surprised that you do not have a higher knockout ratio. He says, because when you hit and you commit to it, you have so much power for 147. And what does Freddie do? He teaches me to sit down, more weight behind the punches, and puts myself in a position that is good for me and bad for my opponent.
Now, you're a southpaw. You're training with Freddie Roach. Well, you know what I've got to ask you next, don't you? It's the most obvious question to ask you.
What is it?
Manny Pacquiao.
That's exactly what I thought. That is what I thought. That is how I thought, because Pacquiao is a southpaw.
You've talked about Miguel Cotto. You've talked about Canelo. But the big elephant in the room is Manny Pacquiao. Have you seen him?
I've met him. I shook hands with him in the wild card gym. Yes.
You haven't been silly enough to say, yeah, I'd spar you too as well, have you?
No, but I guess if I get that, the first thing I will say is yes, please. This would be the ultimate. This would be the ultimate test, wouldn't it?
Well, of course it would be.
There we go.
But isn't it great to be in the same gym as Manny Pacquiao? You're looking at a southpaw who moves. You're a mover. Throws flurries of punches. I'm sure you want to fight that way too.
Can I tell you something?
Yes.
After working with Miguel Cotto,
yes,
rejoining Freddie Roach, after approaching Freddie and asking him if he will be my trainer,
yes,
Freddie opened with open arms. The first thing Freddie said, Chris, I want you to be Manny Pacquiao's sparring partner for the Chris Algieri fight because you can move. I was over the moon. I was, coach, yes, I was Freddie, please, that would be an honor. Well, unfortunately, why didn't that happen? Freddie approached Pacquiao. He said, I've got the perfect sparring partner for you. He's southpaw, but he can move. You know, let's just bring him in for, even if it's just for 3 or 4 rounds every day or whatever, just to get the feeling of the quick movement he's got. Pacquiao wasn't interested in a southpaw, and that's why I didn't spar with Pacquiao. But Freddie wanted it very badly.
So it's something that could happen down the line.
Oh, definitely. If Pacquiao fights who's southpaw out there, it's very good. What is What is Amir Khan? Isn't Amir Khan southpaw?
Orthodox.
No, orthodox. Well, I guess if Pacquiao gets to fight a southpaw soon, whoever, I might
You have to
get.
conjure one up.
There we go. I guess that's the only time I will get to be so fortunate.
Wow, that.
But I've met Pacquiao, much smaller than I expected, very small for 147. But the energy and his training, he is a beast. He is really unbelievable,
Wow,
inspiring.
wow. So to kind of wrap up this conversation with you, so tell us again, when do you fight?
I'm fighting January 9th, Madison Square Garden, New York City, for the IBF International title, which will put me in the top 10,
Okay.
winning the belt. I'm fighting Cecile McCullough, unbeaten fighter from America. This would be my first fight under Freddie Roach. This is a dream come true for me, fighting at the Madison Square Garden. And for the South African kid to make it all the way here, I am blessed. The fight will be live on Fox Sport 1. This is my time. I feel this is my time.
Chris Van Heerden, thank you so much for giving us your time to talk to Bayloric TV. It's an honour talking to a fighter that has almost opened his house up to Bayloric TV and allowed us to talk to you, pick your brain and your heart, and for you to be a real champion, not just inside the ropes but outside the ropes, and for other fighters fight fans around the world to hear your story.
You know what? I want to take this moment and I want to say thank you to you for taking up the time and approaching me. It is an honor for me to just be approached by you, and I respect you for that. This means the world to me. I feel just you letting me open up to you and being me. This is what I want, and I want to say this.
Okay.
Like I told you, I want to let people know that whatever happens in my career, whatever happened and whatever is to happen, I am not lucky. I am blessed. I am blessed. The Lord has a perfect plan for me. My faith is unbelievably strong. And none of what already happened in my life, and nothing that's about to happen or where I'm going would have been possible without a blessing of the Lord, of Jesus Christ. And I'm not afraid to say it. Some people, and I want to openly say, I am blessed and I'm looked by the hands of Jesus Christ in Jesus' name.